Um, but anyways, with them finishing top 3, in their group, they still can get a solid shot at getting into the major. I think top 8. Yeah, top 8 were 100% secured. And I think top 10 and top 11 already. I mean, it's so much math to do because you also got to consider how much points the other teams could get because they obviously want to outrank each other. So it's pretty hard to actually keep this all in mind. But of course, I think top 3 finish in the group makes them pretty safe to get to the major already. So let's see how this pistol round is going to start as we finally head into the game. Endpoint already down to 2 players. Serial finally able to answer. Mirbit is gonna get the plant down. And, well, it's now only Mirbit left alive. And 1 vs 4. And he's gonna get taken down. Actually has a silhouette. Most likely because he just arrived too late, so he wasn't there for the media day.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, so wasn't able to get his picture taken?
Yeah, probably. Like, because the other players get those pics, I'm pretty sure, from the event. So, as they always have, like, the media day, like, one day before, or maybe 2 days before the LAN is actually starting, and he got added so late, and they probably just couldn't take the picture anymore because the setup already was gone.
Well, I believe until just before, it literally wasn't legal for them to have a sub. It was only added by Valve at the last moment. So, yeah, but it's a bit understandable.
Else they would have needed to play with Alan. It was just a last-minute rule added. But I think it's good that they added this rule because else Endpoint was an even rougher. Of course, not because I don't believe in Alan. I think he would have done great. But it's just a big difference when when your coach suddenly has to play and your coach just has a different view over the game, which is then lost as well. So it would just make such a huge difference.
This attack trying to make a huge difference right now. Does, I believe, get spotted by the man on Tetris, swung on by the guy from the back corner. Allowing for a pretty easy kill to come true, leaving it all on the Cold Zero. Endpoint, I mean, it didn't start off too well. They kind of got caught up on the exit of Palace, got torn apart, but managed to pull back some kills through the CT smoke. And will now have flipped the entire situation on its head. Cold Zero, he's still got full health at least. Surreal, on the other hand, is as low as he could be.
Wait.
He's actually going to back away.
Oh, he thinks it's B.
Through under. Yeah, they've been quiet for so long that he seems to have presumed they've rotated back around through the spawn, unfortunately. They might be mad at. Surely they're just clearing close spawn and then planting an A.
They're clearing the spawn, yeah. Alright, all good, all good. Okay.
I prefer that as well somewhat, because obviously if the player on the bomb gets caught being full health while planted, suddenly it's a one-on-one. So yeah, give Surreal the bomb, let him plant it on low health, but he does immediately swing in. So Cold Zero finds himself the opening kill, and with that bomb plant has a decent idea. Initially look towards Palace, which is a possibility, but he knows it's very likely in towards the CT spawn. As you can see, that's where most of his attention is being taken towards. There is kits around as well. Doesn't currently have one in his possession though, which is going to be a bit of an issue. Smoke down, tries to tap out the bomb, the spam coming true, and well, it's not going to work out for Cold Zero, unfortunately. Crucial comes out on top. It's going to be the win in the force buy from Endpoint, and that's what they need if they want to make this a competitive game.
There's hope. We might gotta give the Endpoint the chance here. 1-1. Let's go. Let's hype them up.
Ooh, let's go, Endpoint. I'm gonna get all the fans to turn up. I turned up my fan in the background there. I actually did as well, just to commit to the gag. I know it was a bad joke. But it's the force buy back in return from Complexity, and it just doesn't hit the same, does it? As Scoutings and Eagles. I mean, they can hit pretty hard still, and definitely could have a shot at pulling it away, but it's nowhere near what Endpoint were able to pull out with their force buy in the previous.
Yeah. No way they're gonna win such a round. Endpoint should actually take the lead here. Smoke coming through. Taking some control over mid. Just want to make sure that they don't mess up, that they don't give any of those pistols a sudden quick kill. Cold Zero might have a chance here though. Knows there's a player behind. So waits for the time. It would only be a Mach 10. And yeah, there it is. Doesn't even pick it up. Knows if he steps too far, he might just get mauled down. by an AK. The plant's coming through. BlameF can give over the information. Kill advantage, but of course tough to retake, no defuse kit either. Looking for a few kills, deal some damage to the economy of Endpoint. Let's see if they can get those rolling. Poison just trying his luck with the scout, Coldzera. Maybe he can deal damage, but nope. Maybe it's gonna take him down.
At this stage, as you can see, just being an attempted save anyway. I don't want to say straight up save, because it seems like just slightly off. Rifles in play, they want to avoid really losing any of these if possible. And thankfully, Crucial just about hangs onto his one there. Look at the amount of damage that was done towards the end. The bomb going off there, obviously bringing them down a little bit further, rather. So an extra couple of shots even landed, and they might have at least took the players with them off the back of the bomb. But it doesn't work out. Endpoint instead are going to head up 2-1. They have an eco now as well on the side of Complexity to face off against, so I'm imagining that they won't really be suffering too much in this round in terms of casualties either. Yeah, we're seeing Complexity at least take a bit of a gamble. They've got a scout there on the Poison still, so we'll see what he can do alongside that Deagle of BlameF. If they can use their numbers, maybe steal away a rifle, suddenly things could flip on its head, but I don't think Endpoint are really going to be looking to give much away at all. They, as you can see, have gone pretty safe, getting all of their utility out into this round and having it mostly rifles as well to ensure that they won't really be giving much away in terms of those fights.
Yeah, Complexity. Maybe at best can just catch a player off guard here, stacking up a lot of players around mid. You know, taking the gun away, save it into next round. At Endpoint, don't want to allow this to happen. So for now, playing it rather slow, but as I say that, Coldzera is gonna find the kill on Mirbit.
Good shopping on Poison.
Yeah. Ooh.
Damn, it's 2 from JKS on the USP. Holy, I can't say that word, but he's got himself an AK. And suddenly it's Surreal left alone in a 2-on-1. This is just falling apart. The bomb's even down at the top of Connector right now. Does have a chance to force the 1-on-1 against BlameF, but he's not even going to win that one. The body shots are still plentiful, despite the nerf and the damage. It doesn't hold BlameF back. A couple of AKs being stolen away, and around there, that shouldn't have been theirs, man. They had a scout saved over, they had a Deagle and Kevlar. Other than that, it was mostly USPs, and the USP has got a majority of the damage done there as well from JKS. So it's just tremendous work. Complexity steal one back. They get revenge for, of course, the force by that Endpoint were able to win out a couple of rounds back too. But Endpoint still have the money there for a pretty decent buy at least, so it's not going to be an easy one here for Complexity. They will have to continue fighting, and Poison, he's already got 2. Bit ambitious, the repeat, I won't lie.
Yeah, a bit ambitious. No way. I agree, pick this 2 was enough. 3 a bit too much. Mirbit now, actually, after 2 quick kills are coming through in favor of Complexity, keeps the round close. Back to a 3-on-3. The Endpoint with the bomb still under their control can recover. Thomas might be able to actually catch out as attack, and he is. Bomb picked up. 3-on-2, Endpoint could take back the lead right away. Nade coming through, dealing good amount of damage, landing right where it should. Onto Mirbit, down to 29 HP. 3 versus 2. Bomb is moving towards A. It's all down to JKS with the AK towards stairs. I mean, that's an angle which is something to play with for him. But Endpoint still having utility to work with. There's a smoke thrown into jungle. Nade following it up by JKS. Well, he's gonna get smoked off, but he can get up to stairs. And let's see what damage he can do.
Quite a bit so far. Gets himself the first one straight up. Has a bit of help from Coldzera rather than onto the following 2. As it's going to be the 3rd round for Complexity taken with 2 players left standing. So it's not like they build up a ton of money. But this is the round where they can do that, because they have finally completely broken that economy now of Endpoint in return. They said getting a bit of revenge. With this being the best of one, though, this is what you want. We want, at least from a viewer perspective and maybe as a commentator perspective as well, just to get an exciting matchup back and forth of fair. Although I do know that Pete is watching. You have the Endpoint channel in the chat right there, so they're probably being kept on the edge of their seat right now, as that round a couple back really did kind of spiral them out of control from what could have been rather a very strong T start. Well, this force buy is not looking too good, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of surprised they went for it. Didn't need to, although I don't believe their buy would have been too fantastic if they went for the eco. They would have got the guns and a few nades and such, but they would have been lacking when it comes to the op, etc. And, well, they've done a decent job trading out Essa tag, but coldzera holding strong from short, gets himself two, and actually tries to continue to fight with the USP, which I think may eventually cost him his life. My feed's completely frozen. I don't know what's going on anymore. I come back and a lot of people are dead. It's suddenly Mighty Max now. He's got himself an op, though. And a nade destroys him, so he can't do anything with it.
Yeah, with every round, Endpoint gets the Hopium stock is rising, but this was not one of them. So now they actually gotta go for an eco, just some upgraded pistols coming through, maybe some utility. Try to get the plant, try to deal some damage to the vulnerable CT economy. It's not perfect on the side of complexity yet, could be better for them. 4-2, of course, right now, something you would expect. And they should follow up very quickly here. Double op setup and coldzera on the op. And coming through, Blame actually getting the kill through the smoke here on Thomas.
Uh-oh.
Gonna fall back though. It's gonna get taken out by Mighty Max. Didn't get out of there quick enough.
Oh, does he hear that? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, now he heard it. Finally a step was made, yeah. For some reason, bumping your head off the roof just doesn't make noise.
No. Wouldn't be realistic.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. My head's pretty hollow, so you definitely wouldn't be hearing much. But the damage being done already, I was going to say initially the double op setup can be slightly scary against the pistols, but they've handled it well, especially with Surreal and Mirba already being low. Crucial, though. Let's see what he can do from there. Boosted up to try and creep around into window. Surreal creeping up connector. That's an M4 there. It's teasing him. Is anyone watching it is the question. I don't believe so. So they've actually just completely left that rifle open, despite, I presume, knowing that it's there. So we'll see if it can be recovered, and if so, if it can be given to one of the players who's actually healthy, because the man moving up connector isn't too much so actually Crucial, I think, should be able to recover it. Never mind, he's dead. Biden's gonna get himself a kill. Again, I had a tiny freeze when it fixed up, he was just dead already. And JKS then with a couple in on ramp should pretty much seal the deal. Surreal on 10 health, nothing to be done. He wants to just try and maybe take one more kill, but he needs to die before time runs down, so he's not really too afraid about taking those exchanges. Didn't really want to be surviving in that situation. Good game so far from coldzera, though. He's having a very strong start, which is a great sign.
Oh yeah, for sure, 11 kills.
For Endpoint, though.
Yeah. But yeah, 11 points, 11 kills for coldzera. Great start for him, of course, and gives hope, you know, for him to find into this roster, because I think as soon as he starts that, and finds into their game as well, gets worked into the roster, this roster of complexity in general is going to be really scary, as now he's going to pick off the head of Crucial with the op as well. It's going to look for more blood. Let's see if we can find another one here. Aiming towards Palace. And Endpoint slowing it down a little. Blame effort on the connector. Will not find Mighty Max just yet, but his position might be revealed soon. Meanwhile, wow, JKS hitting the spray down. coldzera finds another kill in Thomas, and that's completely falling apart. No chance for Endpoint.
Damn. And a crucial swing round as well. Damn, it looks like Mighty Max has no nose, whatever way that filter's gone. Again, these cameras are actually scaring me. Just for my psychological reasons, I think we need to have them fixed for tomorrow. But Mighty Max, let's see if he can do anything. Whenever I do see Endpoint truly stomping teams, it seems to be Mighty Max just having a good performance, because he's obviously not the man you expect to do it, but he is capable of doing so. It's just a lot of his focus tends to be elsewhere. I've definitely seen him have some strong performances throughout the history of this team, and, well, he's not able to get any more there, unfortunately. He was going to bait it out by the op jumping across, and JKS was just ready to swing in. So he's going to be caught out by the Aussie. And now it's 6-2. Complexity, despite having a kind of a rough start after losing out against the Force Buy, have still somehow managed to get themselves into such a strong position here. It's not an easy thing to do. should be taking a 7-2 lead before we see the guns again coming out for Endpoint. And that's when they're going to really need to start getting going. Otherwise, it's probably going to just spiral too far out of control. And with this being a best of one, you don't really have the luxury, I suppose, of saying, we'll think about the next map.
Yeah, indeed. Well, 2 Tech-9s, 3 Deagles. I really wonder how the meta is going to shift as well. Of course, if this is going to still take some time, it seems like Deagle is still very popular for an obvious reason as well. You get those headshots going.
I've played a little bit, and I've noticed how it's affected some situations where maybe I would have spammed before. I have to just try be a bit more precise. So it'll definitely affect how people use the gun. It'll get rid of some of those BS just mad Deagle spams.
Yeah,
like 2 or 3
exactly.
matches.
Yeah, I actually, with the game I casted recently, it definitely had a huge impact in some of the rounds where players surviving barely any HP and then answering to it. So for sure makes a difference. Let's see. Real. Actually, he's gonna take down Blame F. You might be able to get the gun and do something with it, but now JK is there to answer. Find the second kill. I mean, nothing much to hope for this round, but now the bomb is also dropped in nowhere's land. No way for Endpoint to recover it.
Oh, decent find from Thomas. Can he get the weapon? He actually does have to challenge a second player before he'd be allowed to do so. So no, he cannot, unfortunately. The Tech-9 can be a little bit inaccurate at points as well, but I won't lie, it's definitely better to the alternative, which was the old Tech-9. Well, the old Tech-9, because the old Tech-9, the one before this, was just kind of useless.
Yeah, true. I remember the days where it was completely OP and everyone would just buy it.
That's usually how it goes. Either a weapon's too OP or else they
Yeah.
nerf it a little bit too much. It seems like they might be finding a bit of a sweet spot for the M4A1S finally, which is good. We'll see. At the moment, though, not as many people using the A4 as you were saying. I think I've only seen like 1 being pulled out since the buff. So that's kind of surprising. I was already using the A1S, so I'm happy enough to accept the extra damage I'm going to be putting into the bodies now. As I said, though, don't need it. I only hit headshots. Don't even notice it, baby. But here we go. A very crucial round for Endpoint now. And not just because that's one of their players. They lose this one, then back onto the eco again. Seeing the 9th then wouldn't really be an ideal position. The game moving on, and well, they are kind of being at least contested for this early mid control. Blame F took a ton of damage. I'm not quite sure where that happened, but it was pretty much traded back equally then on towards Mighty Max and Mirbe, who also got weakened up a small bit. And it looks like for now, Complexity are going to be pretty much forced to concede that mid control. Although Endpoint are going to give up on it too. Oh, bit of a challenge from Connector.
Looks like Crucial actually was able to tag him, and now Poison is gonna get taken over Mirbe. Interesting to see. So with the push, and that was a bit too overconfident. Red News Real actually pulls up. It's gonna take down S-Attack as well, and that's gonna be the bomb site belonging to the team of Endpoint. The Hopium stock is rising yet again. Mirbe finds another kill lurking, making well worth being a stand-in here for Endpoint. And of course, making a name for himself. JKS left alive. He at best wants to hold on to the AK. And I think that's that should be the new AK skin, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I actually hadn't even looked at it yet. I kind of just didn't cop that he had a golden AK in his hands.
Yeah.
It's like it's straight out like Black Ops 1 or something.
But yeah, that's the new one.
Damn.
It's kind of cool.
Definitely can't afford that.
I mean, there are other AK skins I like more, but it's solid.
Yeah, me too. It's not because I can't afford it. I just prefer other ones too. I swear, those Fiverr ones are the best.
Yeah. It's probably gonna, I mean, with time it's gonna drop in price. That's how it works. And then it's gonna maybe rise again in a few years. Who knows?
It'll be worth its weight in gold in a few years. Eventually, anyway, which is very little because it's a pixel of gold. But here we go, straight up mid, Blame F. He actually only gets away with 1. Wasn't quite able to get the transfer. Although he did initially have support, I believe, following him up mid, they decided to go ahead and abandon, which is a good call, because a very quick A push is going to come through off of from Endpoint, rather, as a reaction to that mid play that had come in. And well, a good kill being found from the man in towards triple severely delays it. They've been just kept in place now. They've been halted, and that's allowed for everyone on Complexity pretty much to rotate over and to be ready to hold this down and to just tear Endpoint apart.
Yeah, I'm a bit crucial. Left alive. Just hoping for Endpoint, you know, to pick up her own, make it close, but that's not gonna be possible. Rotating back with the bomb all on his lonesome because Murbet actually found his way towards the B side. The problem is that coldzera pushed all the way out through apps, closer towards T-spawn and crucial. He's never ever gonna check that corner. And then the bomb is gonna be dropped right in the open. There it is, and crucial actually checks it, but coldzera is still faster on the trigger. So Murbet now in the 1v4 with the bomb dropped out in the open. Yeah, just a matter of time. And it actually is coming sooner than later. It's Poison. It's gonna take this final kill, 8-3 for Complexity. They want to make quick business out of that.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind schedule, I believe, so I guess they're trying to catch us up right now, which is unfortunately at the cost of Endpoint, who are not having too good of a time. Complexity all popping off. Well, kind of. I mean, it's a couple players really doing most of the heavy lifting. It's coldzera and JKS especially. Esatag's only got 2 kills. He's been just relaxing so far. PlayMF hasn't had to do a lot. He was your man of the game to watch. Poison, he's been getting a little bit of action, at least around mid every now and again on that AWP. As we said, 8-3. Endpoint, if they can take this round, if they can get up towards 6 on the T side, or even 5 at this stage, it wouldn't be a terrible recovery. Just a bit more than this to work with is definitely needed. This early mid control is found, but again, it looks like Complexity more than happy to go ahead and perhaps challenge it a little bit later on into the round with those flashes and such coming over. Or even just dropping their nades for now, actually. Yeah, I think they're happy enough to concede it once again. Might even spot that boost up into the window, though.
Coming through, but coldzera pushed up enough. It's not gonna get the kill. Mighty Max this time, using the gap in the smoke to be ready for this serial. Falls up, takes down PlayMap. A lot of mid control taken here by the side of Endpoint. How far can they push it? Can they get onto a bomb site? Bomb still picked up. Was towards T-spawn. Attack trying to turn this one around. Pushing through middle. Maybe he can find a kill here. Maybe some more. Crucial is gonna get taken down, but he can't take down Thomas. It's super important that Thomas gets this kill because he had the bomb. Now poisoned, yeah, nothing you can do. Running into the waiting arms of the players of Endpoint. Pick up a 4th round here and try their best to keep it competitive.
Yeah, that's actually now given Endpoint a fantastic opportunity. They'll certainly get the 5, I believe, anyway, because there shouldn't be much of a buy here coming in from Complexity. Likely to just take the straight up eco. JKS on 2100, PlayMF on 2200, so they can't really afford to invest anything there. They only get 1900 though, so the actual buy on those 2 players will still be even slightly limited after taking an eco, which isn't ideal. But Endpoint, as we said, now potentially salvaging their way back in as long as they can just ensure that they don't drop too much now against these pistols. Set themselves up to potentially even take that next gun round and perhaps come out with 7 at the halftime. So you can see the road forward, you can see the potential comeback there still for Endpoint, the recovery in the half. But it comes down to this next gun round and whether now they can continue to kind of replicate that performance in those gun rounds. Not a lot to work with though, yeah. I'm even more investment than I expected coming in. PlayMF actually even buys up a pistol. I didn't think that was going to happen. I believe they only get to 1900 now, so that won't be ideal.
The Endpoint. They're playing the default, just want to make sure, there's a slow round. Getting those kills on Complexity very early into the round to make sure they don't drop a lot of players. Yeah, and PlayMF with the $1,900 indeed. It's gonna be tough to buy up from that in the next round. Maybe if he finds a kill against the $300 extra, it's gonna be a bit easier. He's gonna find one. But Endpoint now striking, figuring out where all those players are. PlayMF now here. That is one. Can't make it a second. Thomas making sure that coldzera falls quickly as well, and it's 5-8. And while I still don't see Endpoint getting back into this one, and turning this game around. Still great to see how competitive they make it. 5 rounds already. And now Complexity back on the buy. Pointed out the money, you can see, okay, there's a FAMAS on JKS. Blamef with an M4, but lacks utility instead of that.
Oh, I like the boost here on under. Only issue now being, since it doesn't initially work out, I was going to say they could have trouble actually escaping from this position, but never mind, they commit to it. Blamef is eventually able to catch that kill onto Crucial. Now you've got the 5-1-4 in favor of Complexity early on. They really will be aiming to try and come out with the 10 here still to kind of redeem what initially was looking to be a drastic lead for them that would potentially slipping away. The 10-5 would still be fantastic. We'll see what will be done here. Poison might even catch himself an extra kill on top mid. Indeed, Mighty Max steps right into the angle. Copped on, I believe, that the player was holding it just as he stepped into it, but didn't have the weapon, so couldn't do much about it. And Poison, he does a decent job being able to actually get one there while pretty much pinned in Connector, leaving it all on Thomas, who's actually found himself the first kill, so that might even give them a bomb plant. It should do. There's no nades to actually go ahead and stop it. And well, if he finds the initial one-on-one here, he might have an opportunity. I like the play. He couldn't just sit about. He couldn't leave himself on the bomb site with the 20 or so health for both players to just kind of squish him in. He had to take an immediate fight. He hoped to catch a player off guard, but unfortunately, BlameF just a little bit quicker and more precise.
Indeed. I mean, in the end, it's just Cold-Zero and BlameF, no problem for Thomas, right? So, gotta go for the clutch, but yeah, like you said, it's for sure was the better play to make here. Already in the top spot. Best way is to get a player isolated, get the 1v1, maybe work it from there. Even then, he at least got the bomb plant, securing Endpoint. A great buy into this final round of the half to still push this up to a 6-9. Absolutely possible, but Complexity, of course, gonna be favored. Let's see what Endpoint has ready for this round. A lot of players moving up into Palace. Surreal actually wants to look. Oh! Meantime, in the middle, BlameF. She's hiding behind the smoke. Very smart. Endpoint wasn't ready for this. JKS. BlameF now following up with the kill on Murbit. JKS, yeah, found the kill as well. 1 by 1. Endpoint is falling like flies. It's only Crucial and Thomas left alive. Not how they imagined this round to be. And that should put Complexity onto double digits early.
Damn. Give Thomas a fresh haircut there. Take some of the scalp with it, obviously, though, considering the kill came in. But he can only see the tip of the head, and, well, there's the kill from JKS to end out the half. It's going to be 10-5 at the halftime for Complexity. There is a small recovery from Endpoint, but is it going to be enough is the question? Well, we'll have to wait to find out, guys. We're going to send it to a quick break, so stick with us. All right, everyone, welcome back for the last time this evening as well now, as we're close to finishing things up. It's the second half between Complexity and Endpoint. And, well, that was a pretty rough half, you've got to say, for Endpoint there. They got a little bit of a recovery towards the end to give themselves an opportunity, at least, to make this comeback happen. But it goes without saying that they need this pistol round, and ideally the initial gun round as well, to really get it started.
Yeah, Cyril looking to get some information here, pushing out of mid. Bretters by Thomas with the fuse kit as well. Actually playing for the Mirage, I like that. Dual Bretters, I mean, you see it a lot more commonly now going into pistol rounds. Against Byrons, it's definitely not the pistol to go for. But in some situations, you can definitely play it out well. BlameF sneaked his way into connector. You sure unspotted. They have no clue that this is happening, and in the meantime, Complexity already dropping a lot of players off Endpoint. BlameF didn't even strike yet. Look at this position. Might as well just... Oh, okay. Never mind. Poison is just gonna take them both down, so BlameF can't even play his game. He did such a good job in sneaking up there, but doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that was rough. Just the headshots being found left, right, and center, really. P250 though, that initial one from Poison, but even afterwards then just another instant headshot I think came in over towards B even, was it? So it did not go well for Endpoint at all. There was no moment in that pistol round, unfortunately, where they were looking like they had a shot at it. And to be fair, when you're basically getting collateraled by a P250, you probably shouldn't have much of a chance. Molly in towards the top boxes though. There's the force fly, of course, back in from Endpoint, trying to see what they can do, but they're going to be walking out into the AKs. And it's a blender. It is a literal blender there on short. There's red all over the place. I don't know what sort of fruit that is. 7 rounds in the difference. This seems to be what you were expecting, Josh. I think I was a bit more hopeful, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, still would have been cool for the storyline, you know, Endpoint. They already are not looking like the strongest team at the event, and then they have to use a stand-in, and somehow they still make it to the major. Would be a crazy storyline, of course, but in the end, it's just that. Complexity, on the other hand, they're looking strong, especially Coldzera and JKS popping off Poison in the recent rounds, also starting to frag well as well. And Coldzera, I mean, like I said already, I pointed this out earlier. It's definitely gonna be a scary Complexity, him finding his way into the team. So let's see if he actually keeps this up against the other teams as well.
Oh, unlucky Blame. We're a bit looking for a bit on the Deagle as well. Let's see what can be done. Can you find any more? Oh, I think Mighty Max got dinked in the face as well. They throw a wall or something, so it's probably not going to be too much more damage being found here. But even one, I think, would make it worthwhile. Didn't put much into this round at all, other than a couple of pistols being invested towards. Obviously, though, damage, it might not help them too much. They really only have the one opportunity going into this next gun round to actually try and capitalize on it and break them down. So we'll see whether they can even make that happen. That's going to be the main thing. Thomas, he probably wishes he had a Deagle rather at that range. Doesn't really matter though in the end. He ends up getting just flanked out by Esitag even. So the Mac-10 going to take him down. It's 13-5. And as I said, now this is really the last chance for Endpoint. If this first gun round on their CT side doesn't go their way, they're going to be likely taking one eco, conceding a 15 to Complexity. And while they will have another gun round, sorry, it will be while facing map point. They'll need 10 in a row just to take it to an overtime. And I mean, knowing our luck, we'll probably have that happen actually, just to extend the evening a little bit more.
I mean, why not? Why not? For me, it's already past 1 AM. So when I
You're ahead even.
Yeah, I'm ahead. I mean, same time as the players right now. For them, it's also 1 AM. It's like usually when I go to sleep, so might be the same case for some of the players. Although I'm not sure about sleep schedules, and yeah, for some it might be off. Anyways, 4-on-4 here. 2 early kills happening. JKS though tagged down by Molotov, down to 26 HP. Merbit tagged up. The Complexity, they're looking pretty committed towards this A side. Oh, now already moving in. Poison using his AWP towards Jungle connector, wanting to see if there's gonna be a player showing up. At some point you gotta look for the plant. It's kind of a weird round because both know they are there, kinda. And both of them are not striking, not even a plant coming in. Finally, Coldzera making his way down the stairs to take down Crucial in connector. Max coming in from underpass. Coldzera should expect that, right? No, Mighty Max is gonna take him down, brings it back to a 3-on-3 as the bomb is finally gonna get planted. BlameF moving towards jungle in the corner. Mighty Max caught off guard. BlameF with the second, aim on point, all down to Mirvid, and he's like, "Yep, guys, I think I'm out of here."
Flame's crispy. Really nice shots being landed there. Mighty Max also beat out Coldzera in a 1-on-1, so it's confirmed he's the better player now.
Oh,
Wasn't looking at him, but it's still confirmed.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be. 14-5 though. I mean, what more can we say at this stage? It almost just seems like a standard day at work right now for Complexity. Been no hiccups at all. It's been pretty much smooth sailing, apart from that second round where they dropped against the Force Buy. Other than that, it really has just been full control. There hasn't been much of a moment for Endpoint where we've been thinking, oh yeah, they're in this game. And it is unfortunate because I feel like if they hadn't have dropped then against that weaker buy of their own, that things probably wouldn't have spiraled out. They would have got at least the extra 2 or so rounds on their T side, and suddenly they would have been in a good position at the halftime. And yeah, it's unfortunate, especially in a best of one. It's not the sort of rounds you really want to be letting slip. Judging by the cams though, none of the players seem too demoralized, which is good. They all seem to be still smiling.
Yeah, I mean, you get into this event having to use a stand, and I would hope that they are taking it chill, you know, and knowing that chances without having any points anyways and losing 20% of any they would earn for their RMR events, that they can use this to just get some experience at best playing against those top teams on LAN. It's already pretty huge for them, of course. So that's something to take away. For Complexity, on the other hand, of course, bit of pressure on. They already got some RMR points, but they need some more to make sure they qualify for the major. But right now, they're making sure to get it into this position. They're really looking like a roster which has a lot of potential still unused just yet. Woo!
See it. Yeah, that didn't go well for Poison. The op should at least be recovered, but we'll see whether that maybe takes some of the attention of these players as well, because they can afford to do so. Mighty Max going to push forward. Should be punished by Coldzera, indeed, the second player who was on short as well. Not ready to follow up, so there's not really going to be a trade, at least initially prepared. Coldzera, despite stepping into the angle, thankfully was only against the scout, and as the headshot doesn't land, he's going to be able to just about hang on and return one of his own. But Mirbit's just hiding in the back of the bomb site right now. I was going to say, might have the chance to catch the player who crept out of the apartments. If his teammate over on A can take even 1 kill, then they could have a shot at maybe still pulling this round back. I was going to say, ideally, he would love to stay alive. He misses the scout shot. Surreal not having a good time as the USP whips got in. Oh, but he done it. He did. I didn't even manage to catch that one. They still
he did it from short.
All right.
Was able to run away.
6 rounds for Endpoint. It's not a fashion in which I think they're going to be winning many rounds. So they'll need to find some other ways to do it as well. But it's a start. It'll give them a lifeline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Thomas had the scout there. I didn't even realize, so that's why I just tagged up Coldzera. But yeah, Mirbit stealing away the round, killing the planter from short and making a run for it to make sure the time runs out. Complexity cutting it a little too close there. Close enough for Endpoint to actually pick up the round here. 6 to... And of course that means 10 more to go for Endpoint, 10 more in a row. And they would win this without needing to go into overtime. No problem here, says Thomas, as he's gonna take the next attack. Mighty Max with the push through middle. Coldzera. He's doing him dirty. Just the perfect angle to not get spotted. Now pushing through middle. With the nades flying in, Crucial knows, okay, there's a player up there. So they are not able to use that for anything. Flash coming through. Crucial under a lot of pressure here. Still gonna get the kill on Coldzera. Endpoint now up 2 players.
Slowly working their way back into this one. Step by step, that's how you've got to do it. Mighty Max ready here to swing off of his teammate's contact. Crucial already finding one, and well, with that he decides to just go wide and find himself a little bit of the action as the numbers were beginning to, at that point, run out for Complexity. Didn't want to let his teammates have all of the fun. But yeah, BlameF just kind of chilling in towards the kitchen now in the apps, and I believe he was being flanked. No, the player actually decided against going around in towards the apartment, so he's at top mid instead. BlameF, though, can confirm these here once again. He shouldn't really be getting away with very much, but he's gotten himself 1 kill. Of course, though, costing him the majority of his health, unfortunately, so now he's not really going to be getting away with much more, and he doesn't even have a gun out when he finds the next player. Going to be Mirbit on that flank, who does finally get it done. So Endpoint up to 7. They're sitting with half of the score now of Complexity. So that kind of does put, I suppose, into context how much of a comeback they actually do still need to make happen.
Yeah.
As I said, take it a round at a time. It's doable.
Yeah, hey, they forced another timeout from Complexity, so there's that. I know it already. They're winning the mental game right now. Endpoint. But they're actually with a quite with a quite solid round. Pretty convincing. 4 players staying alive, great for the economy, and Complexity on the other hand. They're actually even gonna go for the force buy right here. The money not the greatest. Tech 9, Galil, 3 AKs. Yeah, tough one. For now, of course. Complexity should still close this out with no problem. Maybe even in this round, if Endpoint loses a bit of focus, you know Complexity is gonna strike, but got a feeling that Endpoint is gonna bring this at least up to 9 rounds here. For control around middle. G. Only having 1 player towards B. Thomas as the anchor, throwing out the incendiary. How much damage can he do? Actually, is gonna take the kill on as attack. Coldzera as well. No problem for him. Might even get a 3rd right here. Has to reload, sprayed through the wall, but he buys enough time for his teammates to rotate. Crucial on the orb. Doesn't find the kill through the smoke. Plant now coming through. Crucial. Oh, misses another one. It's so important to hit because now Complexity actually has a chance. BlameF is going to take down Struhill, bring it back to a 3-on-3. BlameF takes down Crucial as he finally gets shot down. 2-on-2. Mirbit and Mighty Max against JKS and Poison. Mighty Max coming in from Frost. Mirbit from Abs. Let's see what they can do. Seems like nothing. Mirbit taken down. Thomas, he had such a great hold. But JKS is gonna finish it off. Complexity on match point.
Yeah, my thankfully we're seemingly coming to an end now because my feed has given up on me. I think I got about 3 frames of that entire round. I'm not sure what happened. Every time it refreshed a frame, I just see that a couple new people had died. So it was an interesting way. It seems to have evened up now. I don't know. Maybe it was while you were talking. That was really weird. But either way, 15-7 for Complexity. They do finally get themselves up onto map point. It doesn't take too long. Only a couple of rounds were found for Endpoint before. Of course, they do end up conceding that one. But they've still got a relatively decent buy here. But it's going to have to obviously now be 8 in a row if they want to make this overtime happen. Certainly not an easy feat to pull off here. Even if this is a CT-sided map, it's definitely not that CT-sided. Well, they've not got many nades left already with still 1.5 minutes on the clock. They've already used quite a bit. They've only got 3 smokes and 3 flashes as well. And with that, full mid control being taken for Complexity. No one's watching it, apparently. Surreal gets caught on default with his side exposed. Crucial, unfortunately, not able to land the refrag there either as the shot doesn't quite connect on the second chance either. Chased down by the Mac 10. Mighty Max now caught in that back corner. He's going to have to pull off a miraculous play, as will Mirbit, if they want any chance of keeping themselves alive in this right now. And well, Mighty Max is actually making it happen. He's already got himself 2. That's all he's going to be able to find, though, and it's all onto Thomas now. He's got to be the hero. 1 versus 3. And well, a bomb taken away as well. Peaked on the headshot angles. Everyone swings in, and eventually he's going to be finished off.